Hockey Fights Cancer Month just wrapped up at the end of November, but the Arizona Coyotes are remembering one of their own in a very big way. Leighton Accardo was a 9-year-old girl and a Coyotes super fan who passed away just last week from cancer. There is a scholarship fund in her name that raises money for girls in Arizona who are interested in playing hockey. And former Team USA women's hockey player Lindsey Fry, who now works for the Coyotes, will rollerblade 96 miles across the valley in Arizona to help that fund and raise money for that great cause. She joins us now. Lindsey, thanks so much for the time. What made you decide to get involved in this incredible effort and take a 96-mile rollerblade trip?
Yeah, so the crazy thing is I actually had this idea come to me one day when I was rollerblading, just casually out in the neighborhood. And I thought, man, what could we do that's Coyotes related? What could we do to maybe make an impact and do something? And this was before we knew that Leighton was running out of time. So originally this was going to be this huge community event. It was going to be branded something completely different, but there was going to be this component of raising money in Leighton's honor. And I actually was going to push her in one of those cool marathon strollers. Her mom totally approved it. And then sadly, when we found out that she was running out of time, we ended up rebranding the whole thing and came up with this scholarship idea. And I was really hopeful she would make it to the day. Unfortunately, she is no longer with us, but she's going to be there every step of the way in spirit, and I feel that every day I'm out there.
Lindsey, tell the viewers a little bit about your relationship with Leighton, because apparently you met her several years ago when she was probably, what, 4 or 5?
Yeah, so her parents actually brought her brother, he's a little bit older, out to one of my clinics, and she was probably she was so tiny. She was probably 4, way too young to be out there. But her dad's like, hey, can we throw her out? And I go, yeah, absolutely. Like, she's just cute, beautiful, blonde little kid, tons of energy. I'm like, yes, she can come out there. And I actually have a video of her coming up to me as I'm trying to teach the class, and her like tapping me on the leg, being like, I have to go pee. And like just so sweet and genuine. And so that's just a kid you never forget, and you know, kind of did some different things with her on and off. And when we started up our Girls Hockey Association, we got her out on the ice as much as we possibly could, and consider her a part of that family for sure.
Well, what an amazing thing that you got to spend so much time with her. And that was before the cancer diagnosis, right? Because it was a pretty recent diagnosis, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, so it's been a little over a year that she's been battling this. Yeah, we spent a lot of time with her. We tried to get her involved in as many programs as we could. That whole family is out playing hockey. So she's been a big part of the Arizona Coyotes. She's been a bigger part of the Arizona hockey community as a whole, and really made an impact here on a lot of people.
Yeah, we're seeing that great smile and her time with the Coyotes. She was honored at the rink, and the team went out and played well that night. They won 3-0 over the Calgary Flames. So can you give us a little background? I know like Oliver Ekman-Larsson apparently struck up a relationship with her. What was that end of it like with the team and her directly, the players?
Yeah, you know, she went in there for that Hockey Fights Cancer game, and she gave the guys a little pregame pep talk. They rubbed her little bald head for good luck. And, I think all the guys, we have a really, really wonderful group of guys, and I think they really just attached to her and her energy and her smile and her positivity. And I think for a team that's always kind of had to have an uphill climb and always have that gritty mentality, that's exactly what she represented. So I think they really just took everything she was to heart and really included her as part of their group and their team.
So going back to this event that you're getting ready for, again, it's called Skating for Leighton, which is just so clever and wonderful right there. How do you even go about preparing for something like that or training for that? I mean, you're an ice hockey player by nature. You mentioned that you kind of rollerblade here and there, but are you training for this? Is this just something you're going to pick up and do? What's happening?
I am definitely training. But you're right. There isn't a plan out there for a 100-mile skate. So basically, what I'm doing is I kind of took an ultra running training plan, and I'm using the mileage from that to get ready. There is a 100-mile running plan available that you can find. So I've been using that. I've been talking to some of my distance athlete friends and just trying to get some of their advice on how they would train for something like this. I did an Ironman in 2017, and
Wow.
honestly, so much of this is mental. And so I'm thankful I had that experience. That was also a 10 plus hour event, which is what this is going to be. So I think I take a lot of what I learned there mentally and I'm going to apply it to this.
And before we let you go, when is the event and how can people get involved if they want to help?
Great question. So it's going to be one of the last 2 weekends in January. We're waiting on that NHL schedule. We really want to get some player involvement, get the guys out there in whatever capacity we can. So we'll get that date out by the middle of this month. And if people want to get involved, they can go to arizonacoyotes.com/skating for Layton, and you can make donations at different levels. And we've seen amazing response thus far, so we're hoping to keep it going.
Well, Lindsay, thanks so much for the time and your commitment to really keeping Layton's memory alive. I'm sure her family is just touched beyond belief by everything you're doing.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
All right. What a beautiful story.